Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest episode of Minty Minutes. We're actually on episode number 10, which is pretty wild. Pretty interesting that I've been doing this for almost a year now. Now, yes, that is only going to be 12 episodes, but that's still a year of doing this. And also, hello everyone, I'm still alive, and I'm still going about doing stuff. I've been on this hiatus for the past, almost 2 months now. I guess best way to put it would be almost been 2 months for this hiatus. But I will say at the top here, and also I put a little community update in the community feed as well, that I am hoping to be back to a regular schedule this coming month, possibly next month for a full return. Things have just been really hectic. Very hard to schedule, basically, and that's basically what this episode of Minty Minutes is going to be about. It's just kind of a general life update that I've had of things been going on, as well as basically just talking about some video games I've been playing, which I know is not really the usual for this channel. Usually it's about like more TV shows and media and such. But like I said, it's been a hectic month this past month. Hectic in like kind of a decent enough good way that I've just not really had enough time to sit down and like watch a TV show that I haven't watched or watch a movie that I haven't watched before, like catch up on anything. I have had some time to like play some video games because that's been like a good thing, just like kind of calm my mind and just get through. But I haven't really had enough time to like go to the theater and watch something or anything at all. Like the only movie I think I watched this past month for real was Inside Out 2. I went and watched it again, and I will get onto that as well, talking about this. But either way, yeah, welcome to this Minty Minutes. Now I'm 2 minutes into this thing, and yeah, let's just get started. Let's just get started with the whole. Let's just do the life update. Let's just do the life update at first, up top here, just to talk about that, and I'll talk about everything else going forward, because everything else kind of really doesn't matter as much. It's just kind of fun stuff to talk about. But let's do the life update. So if you all are aware, I posted this in the community feed a few weeks ago, or I should say a couple months ago at this point, when I took my hiatus, that a lot happened. A lot happened near the end of June, where I basically was laid off from my job at the end of June. And I was basically working through that, and it was very hectic. It was a very hectic time on unemployment, looking for new jobs and everything, just because of what had happened there. However, during July, there was a lot that happened in July. But yeah, a lot of stuff just happened in July, but I already talked about some of that stuff on the last episode. So then a lot of stuff happened in August that we've now come out of. But basically, long story short, from there, in this update, I found a new job. I got a new job, and it's a new old job, basically the best way to put it. I got a job at this local Southwest Grill burrito place called Moe's. It's a national chain. It's not like a local place. It's a national chain. It's kind of like Chipotle, but it's Moe's. That's just what it is. I roll some burritos, make some tacos and stuff. And the thing is that I actually had worked there 2 years ago, when I left my job at my local movie theater. So I'm working at a Moe's now, which is pretty cool. And the thing about it is, like, the manager there, I'm actually friends with. I'm actually friends with both the managers there, and I kind of half know, like, a few of the people that actually work there, because I worked with them before, like, 2 years ago. So I basically went in just to kind of, like, do the interview, or, like, do, like, a job contact, so I could fill out my unemployment stuff. I apologize for all the yawning, everyone. I am so sorry. I don't know what happened there. But yeah, I basically just went in for this interview just to like get the job contact or whatever for unemployment. And then the manager, who I'm friends with, is like, "Yeah, can you like come in to work on Sunday?" I'm like, "Oh, sure, I guess so." So then that's basically when I was hired. I was hired that day. It was like a Thursday. I went in for the interview. I was hired basically that day. First started working on Sunday. However, the funny thing happened where literally the next day I got a call from my local community college that I had also applied for. And I also applied for a job at my local community college in their like student services center, basically just like helping incoming students or current students or whatever, apply for things, find information or whatever. So I applied for that, but I applied for that like a month prior, when I had actually first got laid off. So I got a call from them, of course, the day after I technically got my job at Moe's. And the thing is, like, I wasn't planning on working at Moe's for, like, ever. Basically, I wasn't planning on it being, like, you know, my like, end goal career kind of a thing, because it's basically a part-time job. It's a part-time food job. It was to help me, like, you know, get back on my feet, get, like, some extra money coming in or whatever, and all that stuff. So I went in and did an interview with the local college 2 weeks ago. No, last week. Went in and did an interview last week. I think I did amazingly in the interview, to be honest. I think I did really well in the interview, and I'm supposed to hear back from them hopefully by the end of next week, or by the end of this week by the time this video goes up. So hoping for there, because that would be a full-time job that's basically state benefits and everything. Of course, that would be a really, really good opportunity. And I'm planning on still hopefully working at Moe's a little bit, like off and on, maybe on like holidays or whatever, or like maybe every once in a while on a weekend, just so I can be on the roster, so I can get free food and stuff. But yeah, that's basically been like work stuff. So that's kind of why I haven't really been able to sit down and like watch any movies or TV series, or actually get back into recording stuff like I've been wanting to. I've just been busy. I've just been really busy because part-time schedules are hectic, because you kind of really don't know when exactly you're working or not. And then the other thing that's been going on as well, that is a really big, really, really big life update, is that at the end of July, and I didn't really want to mention this fully in last month's episode, at the end of July, I got a girlfriend. So I'm now in a relationship, and that's a pretty big deal, because I've joked about it on the channel before in various reactions. I have joked about it here and there. But yeah, I have a girlfriend now. And I'm in an actual like full-out relationship. Been together with my girlfriend for over a month now. It has definitely been over a month. We've gone on multiple dates at this point, gone to the movies. That's actually why I went and saw Inside Out 2 again, because we went together and saw the movie together. It was a very good time, very, very good time. And it's been a lot. It's been a lot in like the best of ways, because like this is all just such a new experience to me, because I've never really been in a relationship before at all. So like to being in one, and just like having her there, and just like having someone there just like talk to, and just like, you know, bounce ideas off of, and just like, you know, just be with, and just show like some love to, has been really great. Has been like a really, really great time, especially since like for the most part we have almost the exact same interest in pretty much everything, which is wild to think about, like absolutely wild to think about. And there's like a running joke that her and I have, and I have with my friends I've told about, is that she's a robot, because there's just like no possible way that someone can be like this perfectly compatible without them being a robot. So it's just like a running joke. She's not a robot. That is 100% sure, 100% for sure. She's not a robot. She's definitely listening to this, and I can tell you, baby, that you are not a robot, like at all. But yeah, it's just one of those funny like running gags. So that's also been taking my time as well, just getting used to this dynamic, and figuring things out there, but in like the best of ways. Again, like in the absolute best of ways, figuring all this out, and figuring out like timing and scheduling and all that good stuff. With all that being said, I'm really hoping that this coming month, if I'm able to get that new job at the college, I'll actually have a full-time set schedule again. Which with a full-time set schedule will come the fact that I could actually schedule out when to record things. And I already have ideas for the next couple of series I want to do for recording. I will be posting an actual schedule, or I have already posted a schedule by the time I upload this, of what I am intending to to actually upload in terms of reactions, especially since we are getting close to spooky season and getting close to October. And I am definitely 100% doing the Goosebumps reactions again for October, because those are just so fun, and they're now a running series that I have been doing, so I definitely want to continue doing them. But also, at some point, I am planning on, hopefully, you know, doing some videos here and there with my girlfriend as well, because she actually does kind of want to be part of this too, which is really cool, and I really can't wait for you all to meet her at some point. But beyond all that, that's basically been all the life updates. It's just been kind of a lot, and it's been a bit hectic, a bit busy, but things are going well overall. Like, things are going well. I just haven't really had time to focus on too many things other than like my hobbies and my life in general. Like, I've still been playing a lot of Lorcana every week. Like every week, that is something I've been doing for sure. I've been playing my Pathfinder pirate game, which has been phenomenal. I've been having absolutely amazing time with that game and been loving it so much. And would honestly love to just do like a whole other series, maybe on like a different channel or whatever, of just like talking about that game and just like recapping that game, because it's just so fun. It's such a good time. But beyond that, that's just basically been my life lately. It's just a lot of work and a lot of figuring out scheduling, and also trying to get sleep. Trying to get sleep is a big thing. That's probably why I'm yawning so much in this video, because I have not been getting enough sleep. Sleep is very important, everyone. Make sure you get sleep. But beyond that, let's actually get into the actual other topics of the video, I guess. Also, let me know down in the comments below anything you want to say about like being in a relationship, or anything if you've been in a relationship, just like your words of advice or tips, tricks, whatever, experiences, whatever you want to know, whatever you want to put down there. Just let me know down in the comments below any experiences or anything you've had in previous relationships, current relationships, or whatever, just because I want to hear it. Just because I want to hear it, and I like having a little discussion with you all, because you all are the best. But now let's get into the fun, like, media stuff of the podcast episode, like I normally do, and let's just talk about some video games I've been playing. I'm just gonna talk about like 4 games that I've been off and on playing this past month. A couple of them I've beaten, a couple of them I've gotten like really far in, but haven't really beaten, and then there's like 1 or 2 or whatever that I've just I say like multiple. I want to talk about 4 games. There's one that I've almost beaten. There's one I have beaten, and then there's one I just started, and then the other one that's just kind of like whatever. It's just kind of like partway through. So first one I want to talk about is Neon White, a game that I've heard about, and I had heard about for a few years now, because the game came out in 2022. The game came out 2 years ago. So I've heard about it ever since it came out, and I remember watching the Nintendo Direct when it was announced. I'm like, huh, this looks like a interesting, weird game. This looks kind of neat. And then I heard people talk about it, heard people play it, and I'm like, okay, this might be a game I'd be interested in, because like at that time I was kind of semi into speedrunning, not actually me speedrunning stuff, but like watching speedrunners or whatever. And this game is built around speedrunning. It is built around going through the levels as fast as you possibly can, finding shortcuts, finding all that good stuff, and just getting through a level as fast as you can. But the game itself is built around teaching you how to do that, which is really, really cool. I think that's a very cool idea for a game. It is built incredibly well, slowly teaching you the mechanics of the game, and slowly like getting you better and better and better at speedrunning these levels and finding the shortcuts or whatever. Like at this point, I'm near the end of the game, I'm pretty sure, and I've actually gone back every level. Pretty much after I beat the level immediately, like going back and redoing the level to try and get the ace medals on it, and to try to find the secret gifts, which involve like a lot of shortcuts and a lot of like, you know, figuring out the mechanics and figuring out how to like skip things in the level. And it's just really fun. It's really, really fun to do that. The storyline's also pretty cool for the most part. Where basically you are you're a dead soul that was supposed to go to hell because you are a sinner of some sort. In the game, you slowly learn your backstory, and you slowly get your memories back or whatever. But you were basically like an assassin, like a hitman kind of thing, and you did like heist in real life back when you were alive. And you were picked from hell to like kill demons in heaven, and that's basically the whole premise of the game. And you're just supposed to like try to get through them as fast as you can, and you have like 10 days before Judgment Day happens. This other Judgment Day happens, where like, you know, the angels or whatever, the believers pick who they want to stay in heaven with them, and then the other ones just get sent back to hell, kind of a thing. And it's like, okay, interesting, very intriguing. It has a really cool art style, has a really cool like anime-esque art style. Love the coloration of the game as well. The colors really pop. There's a lot of white, and then with like very popping colors against the white. Your main character is named Neon White, obviously, because they're all called neons. That's what their whole thing is. It's anime kind of thing. But your character was like white and black, and the black like really pops in the white. All the characters are named after colors as well, for the most part. All like the main like human characters are named after colors, because that's like their like code colors or whatever. But you know, it doesn't really matter. Either way, the game's really fun. The only like the music is phenomenal as well. It has a phenomenal soundtrack in this game of just like kind of electronic music as well. It just kind of like get you through the level, and it, even though it is like repetitive for each world you're in or each like mission you're in, you never really get tired of it, because it all matches what you're doing in the level. It matches the speed of the level. It matches the music wants you to go fast as well, which is cool. It has like a nice tempo to it. The only like downside of the game, and this is like the most minorest of downsides that kind of also becomes an upside as well if you play it long enough, is the dialogue and the writing in the game is so anime cheesy that at times it becomes so cringy, and then at other times it just loops back around on itself and becomes genuinely funny again. And you just basically have to keep playing it and just keep getting through the dialogue to be like, no, this is funny in the end. This actually is funny, because it just gets so cringy sometimes. And it's like, nope, this actually is funny. As I said, that's like the one thing. But all the characters are pretty well written for what they are and what they're supposed to be doing in there. And the whole game is just fun. I highly recommend playing Neon White. If you have Game Pass, it's on Game Pass. But also, the game did come out 2 years ago, so it's not like that expensive. It is an indie game. It's from Annapurna Interactive, which are one of the best indie producers out there. Like 100%, they are very, very good. But it is a really fun game, and I've been playing a lot of it. That's the one I've almost beaten at this point. If I actually went back and played a little bit more of it, I probably should have beaten it at this point, but I haven't. I've been, again, busy with stuff. But it's been a really good game. Really highly recommend playing it. It is very, very good. Now, the other game that I actually did beat is a very short game. I say very short. It's actually on sale right now, which is pretty cool, but it's also not really that expensive either. It's another indie game. All these are technically indie games for the most part. But it's a puzzle game that came out a few years ago. It came out in 2019, so it came out even before everything else. And it's called Superliminal. And I've heard about this game a lot. Like, I heard about it a lot prior, and I remember when it came out. I don't remember like seeing trailers for it or anything, but I remember hearing about the game. And it's a really, really unique puzzle game, where the idea of the puzzle game, the idea of it is like you're in a dream state, and like your character is just you in a dream state, and you're solving puzzles based on perspective. So like let's just hypothetically say like you're holding an apple, and the apple's like really close to you in the camera. So then like when you let go of the apple and you move back, now the apple is still the same size it was as you were like looking at it. It's kind of hard to describe in like talking about it without seeing the game, but that's basically the best way to describe it. Or like you'll move in like a hallway, and you'll see there's like weird stuff that like somehow lines up, and then when you move in a certain direction and lines up into like a picture, and then that picture becomes like a solid object, and you can like move the solid object, and like, okay, that's kind of cool. Like there's this one puzzle, spoilers for one of the puzzles for a game that came out in 2019, for a game that came out 5 years ago. But there's one puzzle where like you have to like move and then create a table by like lining up certain aspects of the table. So you have to move to line the table up. It creates a table, and then on the table is a flower vase. You have to go and move the flower vase to line up with another wall, and then that wall creates a box, and you use that box to then climb up onto a higher part of the level. And it's like, that's a lot of mind-bending stuff. That's just nutty. And it's really cool. It was like really, really cool. The cool thing about the game, though, for me personally, it being a puzzle game, is like for most of the challenges or most of the puzzles, I figure them out. I actually figured out most of the puzzles. The only ones I had difficulty with were at the very end, where they didn't really tell you what you're supposed to be doing, and I got very confused, so I had to look up some of those. But pretty much every other puzzle in the game I figured out, and there's some really, really cool ideas for the puzzles and for the themes of the levels in this game as well. Like I said, I'd heard a lot about it, just in general. It's a short game, especially if you're, like, decent at puzzle games. It's a pretty short game that you can probably easily beat in, like, a day. It was only, like, technically 9 levels, or 9, like, dream levels. Each one of those has, like, various puzzles in them, but it's a pretty short game for the most part, but it is a nice tailored experience. Like I said, according to Steam, it's on sale right now, which is pretty cool, so like if you want to pick it up, go ahead and pick it up. It's a good time. Also on Game Pass as well, if you have Game Pass. I'm just going to keep mentioning Game Pass because I have Xbox Game Pass, and I think it's a really good deal. This is not sponsored or anything, because I am not sponsored. You all should know this. I just am an Xbox guy. I grew up being an Xbox kid, so like having Game Pass, it's fun because I get to play a bunch of games, and it's only like $20 a month, and that's not a bad deal. Especially since I keep finding like coupons and discounts for it online. But either way, Superliminal, fun game, very, very fun game, very mind-bending, very, very mind-bending, but it is very fun. And I really enjoyed it a lot. And I'm just kind of going back and like trying to collect the collectibles in it, because somehow there are collectibles in the puzzle game. I don't know either, but there are. There just are. So that was pretty fun. And the last one of the last games I want to talk about is one I've actually just started playing recently that I knew I was going to play at some point. I just didn't know when I was going to play it. And it is a game that is very much up my alley. It came out last year. It came out at the end of last year. It came out almost a year ago at this point. Called Thirsty Suitors. And it's a game that I knew I was going to like. I just didn't know when I was going to play it. And the best way to describe it is... it is Scott Pilgrim versus the world if you're Ramona and if you're from like Southeast Asia, which is the best, like the absolute best. Like there's a lot of like really great like cultural touches in there. There's a lot of really great like just nuances for like the writers and the creators of the game who, you know, clearly have these experiences. It's funny. It is like very funny as well. It has like an RPG combat system, which is neat, but the combat's based on like dancing and like insulting your exes. I guess the best way to put it. I haven't got to this part in the game yet, but there's also like cooking simulation in the game as well, which is hilarious, and skateboarding challenges. It has like everything. It just simply has everything. The music's also really great in the game too. It's a very like awesome soundtrack. The controls are really fun. The menuing's really fun. The graphics have a good style to them. It's a very good like art style. I really like it. The graphics are definitely like indie graphics, so it looks like they're not like as polished, but that's kind of the point, I would say. Some of the animations are a little stiff, but beyond that, like, it's a very good game, and it's very fun and very funny as well. It is a good time, especially like if you're a fan of like Scott Pilgrim, and like Scott Pilgrim is one of my favorite properties of all time, as I mentioned in a previous Minty Minutes. So like it has that feel to it, but from like a whole different perspective, a whole different style, and I really like that about the game a lot. And again, the fact that it's like pretty much like an RPG combat game that also has skateboard simulator things and also cooking in it. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot of really funny things, but it's really good. It is a very solid game. I don't have too much to say about it, just because I haven't played too much of it. I played through like literally the tutorial, which is the first X, and that is it. That is all I have played through so far. But it is really fun, and I'm definitely going to play some more of it, and I will probably end up hopefully beating it as well, or at least playing through it at least once, just because it's just that good of a game. And then the final game to talk about, which is just a really funny one. If y'all were here for one of my last Minty Minutes episodes, I mentioned how I've been watching Bluey, because Bluey is just the best. It's just great. Well, there's a Bluey video game, and the Bluey video game also came out last year. Honestly, weirdly around the same exact time the Thirsty Suitors did, and I kind of started playing the game a little bit as a joke, because of the fact that I love the show so much, and also I remember watching the game at a Games Done Quick marathon. Where it was like one of the early morning games or whatever. It was like one of like the funny joke games or whatever that they were doing. But the game looked like really fun in a funny sense. So I was like, it's on Game Pass, why not? I'll get it and I'll play it, and it's a fun time. It is a fun game, especially if you like Bluey, because it feels like you're just playing through episodes of Bluey. And that's just kind of funny. Is it an easy game? Yes. Yes, it is. It is a game designed for children. Is it a little janky? Also, yes. It is a game designed for children based off of a property. But it's also fun. It's also a fun time. You're just kind of going around and doing various things as if you were in an episode. And then there's just like a lot of collectibles as well, like stickers and like plushies, and then like, you know, outfits you can get from leveling up after finding other things. It's just a fun time. It is a fun time. Just turn your brain off, play some Bluey the video game, and you know, you don't really have to worry about too much there. It's just a good time. It really is. And honestly, that's kind of it for this month's Minty Minutes. I kind of hate to say that because it's a really short episode compared to my normal episodes. It's only like 25 minutes long, maybe 30 if I just like keep talking. But yeah, it's just a short episode this month, like an actual like legitimate short episode this month. Just again because I've been busy. I've been very busy with a lot of life stuff that I mentioned in the first half of this video. So hope y'all are okay with just a shorter podcast episode, because that's just all I got this week, or this month I should say. But in general, I really do appreciate all of you for sticking around and for staying subscribed and just, you know, staying here and like going back watching some of the videos. Some of the videos have been getting a little more traction. Some of the older ones have been getting a little more traction, have been getting some comments on it, which are really cool. I really appreciate that a lot. And yeah, I do have a plan for when I return to recording more regularly and uploading more regularly, because I definitely didn't want to leave you all in the dust or anything. I just needed some time off just to recenter myself and reset myself, and then that time off has just kind of gotten a little longer than anticipated, but also just how it is. I am still planning on possibly doing a Patreon. I just need to figure out how to do that, basically, and what to do for it. I know I kind of have an idea of what I want to do for it in general, if you all would be okay with it. But of course, I'm never gonna like ask for money from any of you all. But if anybody wanted to like help out and just like, you know, do a channel membership or do the Patreon whenever I upload that, I definitely wouldn't say no to it. But you all do not have to do any of that at all. Literally just watching the videos, liking, subscribing, and just like sharing the videos, commenting, all that good stuff, all the good algorithm stuff for YouTube is really honestly just so good. Still have that goal of getting 1,000 subscribers. Maybe when I get back doing this regularly, if I can get to 1,000 before the end of the year, that'd be awesome. That would just be so cool. Basically pretty much 2 years into YouTube and having 1,000 subscribers so I can get fully monetized would be very, very cool. But that'll be a goal for when I actually get back into doing regular videos, regular uploads, which again, I do plan on doing, as long as my schedule can start getting a little more situated, a little more straight. But beyond all that, appreciate you all for being here, for listening to the episode. I apologize for all the yawning in the first half. I don't know what happened there. I'm just exhausted and tired. I just need some relaxation, which might go against what I've been talking about how I've been. Oh no, I haven't talked about how I've been busy. Whatever. My mind's weird. My mind is very strange. My brain is overworked at this point and very tired. So I'm just going to end it here. Thank you all so much for listening. I will hopefully be back with regular uploads soon. Go back and rewatch some of my reaction series just to get that feel, get that love. And I appreciate everyone that has stuck around and everyone that's still here. And I will be seeing you later, everyone. I'll be seeing you in the future, and I will be uploading regularly here again soon. So until then, play some games, enjoy the things you watch, enjoy the media that you love. Listen to some music, play some video games, watch some movies, do all that good stuff, and I will see you in the next one. Until then, peace everyone. Peace.